back to Rusted Junk Garage, everyone. Happy New Year. I'd just like to take a second here to thank everyone for watching, subscribing, commenting. I just found out today I went over 100 subscribers, so I don't know, small milestone, but we're pretty pleased with that. So today we're hanging out at the lake house in the Rusted Junk Garage here, and I keep some of my stuff here, so I thought I'd take a minute to show you around the junkie shop here, some of the stuff in it, and then also go out and show you the Rusted Junk Outboard shop. I kind of like to fiddle with some of these antique outboards. Not very good at it, but I enjoy it and managed to get a couple of them running here and there. Most of them I sell. I keep some of the nicer ones and fiddle with them on the lake here. So let me show you around the Rusted Junk Garage lake shop here. Of course, 57 Chevrolet. You can find out more about this car if you go to the video and take a look at that. 2003 100-year anniversary Heritage Softail. My Harley, I bought this brand new, gosh darn, can't believe I've had it 23 years already. 9,000 miles on it, and currently it is in need of a fuel pump. Harley Davidson, you can't get the fuel pump through them any longer, so you've got to go with some of the aftermarket junk, and oh my, they've just had terrible, terrible reviews on them. So I've got to make a decision which is the best of the worst there and get that ordered up this spring and get that fuel pump in there. 1996 Camaro SS. Gee, I've had this car a long time. In 1973, Chevrolet discontinued the Camaro SS, and in 1996, they brought it back. They sent these cars to SLP, which is Street Legal Performance, and they did upgrades, exhaust, and different things to them, and numbered the cars. There was 2,410 of these produced in 1996, and this is number 1565. 48,000 miles on the car, LT1, 6-speed, 342 rear end in it. Just did the ignition, the water pump, and stuff like that on it. Unfortunately, this one also needs a fuel pump. Got the fuel pump already, so that's a project coming up. Pretty big project. You got to drop the exhaust, the rear end down, some of the shields, the shocks, get all that out of the way. Of course, fuel tank's got to come out and go from there. I've got all the parts to do it. It's just a matter of getting to it. But definitely want to get this hot rod back on the road. Got the workbench here. The cabinets came from a display that a company would use at trade shows that they were no longer using, and managed to get those. And then a friend of mine, he bent up the steel top with a backslash on it. So pretty good little workstation, and just some other junk up there, and of course a little bit of entertainment out here. Pressure washer and a little rotor tiller. Set of drag slicks on the factory wheels for the Camaro SS there. Toolbox, fishing poles that don't get used enough. Air compressor, and then down the side here, my ESAB plasma cutter, my Hobart Beta MIG welder, and my Miller Synchrowave 200 TIG and stick welder, which I got to get those things going and start doing some fabrication. So there we go. That's kind of a walk around to the garage here. I got some signage up there. Kind of like that Mariners sign that was cut out of sheet metal. Before I retired, I was in the welding supply business, and we also sold steel. So there was a gal that come in that she had a plasma table. And she used to buy the sheet metal to cut out her art and stuff that she sold at the fairs and street fairs and bazaars and whatever she did. So she cut that out for me before I retired. So that's kind of special to me. Just some other signage and stuff around here. Just, you know, junk that everyone sticks in their garage and is either too lazy to get rid of or just can't live without. So we're going to head on out to the Outboard shop and show you that. I got more stuff stacked out there, so I'll see you in the Outboard shop in a minute or two. All right, let's get into the Outboard shop here. This sits on my adjacent property. It's a shed. I think it's 10 by 15 or 16, something like that. But anyway, this is kind of what we got in here. Keep my got a toolbox and stuff in here. I've got some outboards that are taken apart down in there, signage on the wall. This is a 4.5 Esca, total frickin' rest bucket. I got it free. The guy I got it from said it was froze up. Well, that wasn't the case. The only thing froze was where the shaft went through the impeller on the lower unit. It had been used in the salt water, and it was never cleaned out. And then, by the looks of it, it looks like they sprayed it down with salt water. Anyway, I've got the power head over there on the bench, and you can still see the hone marks in the cylinders. So, pretty low hours on that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this yet here. The power head is good. To buy the impeller, it's a little tiny impeller in it. And all it does is pump water up the lower unit to cool the exhaust. This is just a Tecumseh engine, an air-cooled engine. Carburetor kits are expensive, and the impeller is about 30 or 40 bucks for this. And that whole motor probably ain't worth it. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that yet. Got some other outboards here. This is a Johnson QD11 10 horsepower that is taken apart. It's all honed and kind of ready to go back together. I have the parts and stuff. Of course, here's the crank for it, the lower unit, you know, carburetor and all this stuff set up here. The pistons, finally got some rings for it. Took a little while to find those, and gosh, they're not cheap. They're about $35 per cylinder. So that one will get put back together. On the benches here, a person that I know was remodeling her house and tore these out of their home. And I got them, and they were just a perfect fit. The only thing I did was I got a couple 4x2 sheets of, I think it's 16 or 18 gauge, and glued those down on the top for a metal working base, and that's kind of what we use in here. So simple, cheap, and got them, well, basically I don't have anything in it, but I think I got $40 in steel. So storage cabinet here, galvanized, pretty cool. Yeah, full of outboard stuff, decals, spark plugs, fuel line, carburetor kits. Hey, you probably find some rings, condensers, and set of points and stuff in there too. Couple outboards here. These are Johnson 7.5s. They are 1942, and I think this is a 1945. I'd have to look again for sure. Both of these are runners. The only problem with them, they're both a little bit low on compression. They only have about 65 PSI. They need a little more than that to run down low. But new impellers in them and stuff, so they're runners. You can take them out and run them. You just can't get them to idle down real low. 9.5, 1994 Chrysler Force outboard. This was given to me by my nephew Jake. This is an Eastern Washington motor. It was in his shed, sat there for a whole bunch of years. It didn't run. So he just wanted out of there. He wanted the room in his shed. So he gave it to me, knew I fiddled with this stuff. Anyway, went through the impeller, changed that, rebuilt the carburetor, rebuilt the fuel pump, cleaned, adjusted the points, and it runs like a champ. This is a neat little motor, runs really, really nice, and being Eastern Washington motor, it's never seen any salt water, so it's extra clean. 1950 Corsair. This one was featured on one of my videos. I won't take a lot of time talking about it. You can go to the video and take a look at that. I did a restoration on that, and again, I got that motor about for 10 bucks, something like that. So over here, 1950 Johnson TN 26 5-horse. This is a runner, runs really good. I ran it this summer. Started to have a little issue with the water pump. The impeller has gotten hard in it. It's not working good, so that needs a water pump. Other than that, it's a real good runner. Some of my other tools, oxygen, acetylene, the Atlas drill press here, which is kind of cool. It's old. I like that stuff. And the typical bench grinder, belt, disc sander, and polisher. Just some miscellaneous stuff on the walls, some license plates from when I lived in Las Vegas, and things like that I've kept and put up here. So just stuff that I kind of like. Other than that, doesn't probably mean much to anybody. This is pretty cool. This is off of a John Deere. I don't know exactly what it does, but it's got wooden handles and it just says John Deere Plow Company, Portland, Spokane, Seattle, and Boise. If you know what that's off of, leave a comment, because I certainly don't know what it come off of, but I think it's pretty darn cool. So anyway, there is the Rusted Junk Outboard shop. Crowded, sure, but all of us have got 10 pounds of you-know-what in a 5-pound bag. So anyway, that's what we got. So just wanted to get in there and say Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and liking the videos. I greatly appreciate it. There we go, we're focused. We got a lot of things coming up this year, so stay tuned with us. We're going to, of course, do more on the 55 Chev truck. Got a few things we're doing on that. We got the Camaro, the scooter, some other things, some shop upgrades, and maybe a small block upgrade for that 55 Chev truck. We'll see how that goes. Not 100% sure how that's going to all come together. There's a few things I got to work out on that. So that's what we have going. I really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rusted Junk Garage 55. So go check that out. There's some more pictures of the junk and stuff like that. So just for your information, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you on the next video.